Thank you very much, Katja, for coming to my podcast, Business Breakthroughs. It's very nice having you here. We have met recently in Australia on the speaking event. So can you tell us a little bit more about what is it you do so whoever is listening and me can get to know you a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm a coach and trainer for leaders and change processes. So I help people out in changing things. Yeah. So mostly enterprises, but also when somebody, for example, is in crisis, or I do burnout prevention and things like this. So conflict solution actually is my main topic. I'm living in Munich, in Germany, and I'm very happy to be here with you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So tell me a little bit more about the burnout prevention. How does it work? And then is it happening in the companies? Is it more happening to male, female? It doesn't matter. And then what is it you do with those people and how you get actually in the door even, and how do they know about you that they need you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So actually I'm an art therapist. So I have two studies, art therapy and management. And actually, in further days, when I was a leader, I also had problems. Not actually, I wasn't in a burnout, but yeah, let's say stress is one of the main topics that leaders have. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I just shifted a little bit, and now I help people out to ease stress. And burnout prevention is something where you actually you find out which inner conflicts you have and what is the really reason of the stress. Because usually people, when they are in a conflict, they just try to put them away because they say, for example, when they are managers or leaders, or also just common people, then they do not want to see it. And this is the first point, that you have to see it, and then you have a look behind the curtain, what is the real reason of it, and then actually you can solve it. So this is a little bit what I'm doing when it concerns about conflicts for just people.
Mm-hmm. And so if, for example, someone is maybe experiencing something like that or being stressed, how do they realize that they are experiencing stress or maybe will be burnout or something like that? What could be the things which they would need to see and notice on themselves to know, like, oh, I need help, I need Katja? How do they know? How do I know? Like, because people are like, it's okay, it's just because I have more work. I don't know. Like, how do people know?
Yeah. I think the first problem is that people don't want to see it. So they do not realize that they have a problem, and they really want to do things even faster or better than they do right now. Mm-hmm. So this is actually the first thing, that if you have a kind of a stress, then you have to see it, and you have to feel it, and also to be aware of it, that stress could also be kind of a motivation thing. Yeah. So also when you do sports, for example, if you want to do a marathon or whatever, you also have a kind of stress. But the switch between positive stress and negative stress is that it does not help you out anymore to perform, for example. So a lot of people, for example, when they are at home, this maybe is one of the first signs. When you go home from your job, and then you always talk about the job when you're at home with your wife or your husband or with your family, and then you cannot close the door between the stress at work and then you have your leisure time at home. So this maybe is the first point where you can see, okay, maybe it's interesting to think about how I can ease stress when I'm at work, for example, and then to have kind of an offboarding, and then I can also enjoy my leisure time with my family a lot more. So this maybe is one of the first things. But the thing is that burnout is a scale, so it's not like you are in a burnout just like this. So it's kind of a circle, and there are kind of some episodes, and there are a lot of things what you can learn about burnout. And you do not have to be already depressive or at hospital or something like this. So the first small signs, those are the signs which are very important and also very easy to find out. And the first thing I think is when you cannot lose the stress, when you cannot enjoy your leisure time, then maybe you should take a look a little bit. about stressy situations, or whatever is has happened in your job.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing. Yeah, I think this is actually very good to, like you mentioned, switch between the personal and professional when people come home, because I think this is something what people can notice easily for themselves, but also their partner can notice it as well, to kind of have that switch.
Yeah.
In the past, I have this. I had a coach from Brandon Bouchard, and then they will be saying one of the things in that coaching was like, if you still need to finish some work for your business, so let's say I drive home, let's finish it. If you have still some call to make it in the car. Don't even go home. Just finish it somewhere. And then when you kind of walk through those doors, he was always speaking about the doors. When you walk through those doors, now you are, let's say if I walk through those doors to go home, now I'm in a kind of family environment. Now I'm a husband, a dad, right? So, and now leave that work outside of that door. And then if I walk to the office in my house, let's say kids are sleeping, so I can go to that mode again, but like not mixing those two, because then it can be, like you said, it can be stressful, because you are always thinking about, what's that client? What's that? What I need to do here? And then you're never gonna rest or relax, which we need as well, right? Yeah. You want to add something?
Yeah. Maybe just one thing which I think is very important. Stress is a very individual thing. So everybody feels stress in a different way, but this is actually what everybody can do, because stress is it's really a feeling what you have in your body. And this is also something like a sign that you have to be just aware about. Yeah. So in the next situation where you can feel stress, then do not just run, and go into this hamster wheel and start to be even faster. Just the main thing what every person can do when it comes to stressful situations is not to run, but to stop, to breathe, to smile, to do a step back and see the whole surface, and then to find the real reason why this is a stressy situation. And this is not only because of a job situation. This is just the main topic where I am. You also can have stressy situations at home with your family. For example, when a beloved member of your family gets sick, for example. So this can also be a very stressful situation. I think that everybody can understand this. But also in those cases, it's very important just to feel this feeling, because we always have it in our body, and not to ignore it. And this is the first thing what you can do, just to ease stress down, and do not have to be in a burnout.
Perfect. And do you think when obviously you go mainly to companies, right, and speak over there about this?
Yeah.
So obviously in the companies we have employees, and now they be stressed. Are they now feeling stressed that their position can be replaced by AI?
If the employee can be replaced by AI, can you repeat your question?
Yeah. So let's say I'm working and I'm an employee in a company, but I have certain things where I'm doing, and now obviously AI is evolving a lot. They're replacing a lot of admin things, and now AI agents, AI this and this. When you go to companies, do people experience also stress because of that? They might think they might lose the job, because there's a lot of people already lost the job because of AI.
Okay.
So do you come with that when you go to those companies? Like some people mention it, or how?
Maybe it depends a little. I think the first thing actually this is what I think about AI. AI is a tool. Yeah. So AI, if you understand this tool in a very good way, and you really think about, okay, how can help AI me out to have a stressless day, for example, or to ease stress in my everyday life, then it's totally fine. Yeah. But it's not that AI is covering the job that I'm doing, but I think that people do not have stress because of AI. They do have stress because of the change AI is making with them with their job. So and then they are afraid that they will lose a job because of AI, for example. But I think it's the solution out of this is just to be aware about how AI can help you out in your daily life. So you have to have a lot of knowledge about AI, and just to understand it in an easy way. So AI is not an enemy anymore. This is the first thing. And what companies can do concerning AI is to ease stress in the way that they try to make people understand then that including AI in everyday process is a change. Yeah. And every change makes resistance. It's totally normal. I do a lot of change processes in companies, and it's always like that every change is making a resistance. And it's a little bit with the stress, or also concerning burnout. You have to see it. And if you know it, that stress and resistance and change there is no change without resistance. So what people or what companies can do is to be aware about that there will be resistance, and then they can learn how to deal with it. And those are the two things that I think is very important to know about AI. That AI is a tool, so it can help me out, but I have to have the knowledge for it. And on the other hand, that for companies it's a change process, and change process makes resistance. I have to be aware that I have to include people in the process when I do this change processes in my company. I cannot just tell the people, okay, now we will use AI and and then leave, go on holiday and hope that everybody is fine with that. It's a very human thing in the end.
Yes. Yeah, I can relate to that a lot, because we use a lot of different AI tools and things like that, and then we learn it with my business partner. We're like, okay, this is good for that, this is good for that, and then I pass it to my Lara. She's doing a lot of things for us, and she's like, okay, use that for this and this, and she's like, what shall I do? She's overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, no, we'll sit down with you, we'll explain to you. But yeah, it can be overwhelming. So what, for example, do you use for your business when it comes to AI? Like, do you have any examples you can share? How AI is helping you? Like, are you using it as a tool?
I do not write my texts with ChatGPT and then copy paste it. But what I do is that, for example, ChatGPT or Notebook LM, I don't know if you know this, I love a Notebook LM, or Claude, for example, they help me out to structure my day in a better way. So it's more the pre-work and not the work in the end. Yeah. Because I figured out that I also try to write my texts with ChatGPT, but it doesn't work so well. So if you use AI for example, for a text for whatever, a LinkedIn or Instagram, I think that you really have to be aware if it's still your language. If it's not your language anymore, then you will destroy your USP.
Yeah. So just be mindful of that. So you use it for structure for a day. So
for structure for a day, to get ideas, for example. And for example, ChatGPT has this deep research. Maybe you know this. Yeah, I really like it when I really want to dig into a topic and try to understand a little bit more about a topic that I want to understand. Yeah, to do research is true, but my texts usually I write them just me. Yeah.
Until you're gonna AI yourself, and then it's done.
Yeah.
Very good. Perfect. So what sort of companies do you usually go to? Like, is there any specific type of companies, specific sizes, and how do you get in?
Yeah. So on the one hand, for this burnout prevention, I'm also for private people who have a crisis, and then we find a solution for their conflicts and for their crisis. But usually I go in companies with engineers, IT. So those are the main ones. And on the other hand, I'm also a lot in public administration. So city councils, for example, and clinics. So those are the three. Yeah. I always say I'm a lot in companies where safety is a big value. Yeah. So the inner safety, the emotional safety, but also, let's see, the facts and figures safety.
So you mentioned one of the big ones is like engineers and IT. So why that? Like, you have that background? Like you've done something?
Yeah, that's kind of funny because they came to me. I did not come to them.
Ah.
But I think the main reason why I'm working a lot with them is really the safety feeling, because usually they have a problem with change. So they have a lot of they have a lot of problems to change because they need this safety feeling to change. They need a lot of knowledge, a lot of background, and things like this. And what I'm doing, like this, I also combine my psychological background and the management and leadership background and everything like this. And I give them kind of a comfort zone feeling, yeah, to do a change in a very strategic way, but also with a very clear vision, yeah. And the way how you can define change in a very good way, and is that you have to have a clear vision, then you have to have a clear strategy with good milestones, and then you also have to be aware about the company, the community, so the people who are working in your company. And this is kind of a triangle. Yeah, I think it's easy to understand. And mostly people who are very head oriented, so very logical people like engineers and IT. Yeah, they are not that aware about this community thing. But this is actually the reason why change processes do not come to an end. They are not successful because they just forget it. They have maybe a vision, they also have a strategy, but they are not aware about the community. And for people who need this safety feeling to use also AI, or just to have a change in the company, they really have to have this safety feeling, this comfort zone feeling, that they go the path with you.
And do you mainly deliver, and do you go and speak and help in German companies, or do you go also outside of Germany, because you can?
Yeah. Actually, mostly it's in Germany, Switzerland, Austria. Yeah. But I also was in England, for example, in the UK. I was in Hungary. I was in Spain. So yeah, but usually, so I can do coaching and consulting in German, in English, and in Spanish. So those are the languages that I speak. A little bit of French, but French is not that good, actually.
That's good. You have the variety of the languages that you can not only do that, but you can also go and deliver like in their language, which is really good because a lot of people obviously appreciate it. It's in their language, so better to understand. Oh, good. Perfect. Yeah. I think it's good. So, and how long are you doing it already? This business?
I'm self-employed now for 7 years and something. So I started my business 7 months before Corona, before COVID. So that was not the best, the best season, I think. But yeah, I'm very happy that I did this. And before that, I was a leader in a company. Yeah.
And so obviously you run your own business now for 7 years. So of course you come with some challenges when it comes to business, like how to get clients, how to, I don't know, whatever it is. And if you came to any of these challenges, maybe you are feeling down, how do you overcome it? Like if anything was kind of not going your way, and how did you overcome it? Anything was kind of not going your way, and how do you overcome it? Because very often people speak about, what is good, the successes, but it's important to share about also the things which are not going the way, so people know it's normal, because then people think like, especially on social media, like, everybody is rich and successful. I think there is like 200,000 billionaires on Instagram, but in the real world it's only 3,500. But on Instagram it's 200. So people think everything is easy, but I like to speak also about the things which are not as good. So if you had any experience like that, how did you overcome it?
Oh, I did a lot of mistakes. Yeah, I think everybody who gets self-employed does a lot of mistakes, and also every team leader does a lot of mistakes. But I think it's a lot of walk and talk. So all the tools that I hand on to my clients, I use by myself. And yeah, to be, if you, for example, if you think about, okay, this could have been a mistake, or I'm not successful with my business right now, then the one thing what you always have to do is to stop, to breathe, to take a step back, to see the whole landscape, to do a now and a goal or a vision, and then you can build up the milestones. So the first thing what I really learned, or what I had to learn, is running or doing something even faster is usually not the best solution. Yeah. So there's the first thing. The next thing is what I always do. I have 2 times in the year when I do a big evaluation. So it's in August and in December. So in August and December, really take 2 or 3 weeks just to breathe and to think about, okay, with which clients I want to work. Do I have new products? I do a lot of research. I do a lot of thinking about my own business, and this evaluation thing helps me a lot out to do a lot of prevention. Yeah. And those are the 2 things that I do. And the small things what everybody can do too is to celebrate small successes. So if you have a success, and we are very good in looking at on the mistakes, and then we do not feel good. Yeah. But we sometimes forget to look at the good things. So at our successes. Yeah. And it's very important for me to celebrate the success stories. Yeah. Because you can learn a lot about a lot out of your success stories and out of your mistakes. Yeah. And then actually a mistake is nothing bad anymore. Yeah. And this is also what everybody, I think, has got to learn, not only a team leader, but also everybody. Yeah. Also when you get self-employed, that you will do mistakes, and it's okay. But the thing is that you have to see it, then you have to look behind the curtain, and then you can solve it. It's a little bit with a conflict, actually. It's just the same story.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing. One of the things, but obviously we spoke about in Australia, I just thought about it when you said that you take this time off in August and in December to reevaluate what is you are focusing on, which is very important, because a lot of people in the business, they just go, and they never stop. And then they don't have a time to rethink of actually, because sometimes they are focusing on things they shouldn't. And then I obviously take people to masterminds to realize that. So they are 5 days away. But you mentioned you also do masterminds like that, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because you mentioned you are doing one soon in Portugal, or?
Yeah, in Portugal. Yeah, it's in May. It's in 2 weeks, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. This is one of my vision products, let's say. Yeah. So my everyday life, I travel a lot. I'm a lot in companies. I help people out in conflicts. People come to me when they have a big crisis also. But one of my vision products is the business bootcamp. And the business bootcamp is a format what I do with one of my colleagues, and we combine the psychological part, the emotional part, with the business part. And usually it's entrepreneurs and also leaders, CEOs, and they come to us and they spend with us 4 days in Portugal at the Algarve. It's very beautiful there if you haven't been there. And the thing is that people there, they do not have their business around them anymore, so they really can focus on not only on the mistakes, on crisis things, but just on themselves. Yeah. So we do a lot of self-reflection. We look at their beliefs, for example, this time. We really do a deep dive into their own mindset. Yeah, this is the emotional part. And then we think about their strengths, so their personal strengths, just as human beings, but also their strengths as leaders or at a CEO, professional ones. And then afterwards, we build up the milestone plan again. So it's a little bit like the big re-evaluation, what I'm doing in the end of the year, but with a little bit, let's say, more psychological side. And people, they reach very tough goals in this already in those 4 days, because they have time to think and they do not have anybody around who wants something of them, and they are not disturbed. And we also have a very beautiful time at the Algarve. We go on a ship and on a boat sailing together and things like this.
It is amazing. I like it a lot, because so I'm doing something similar in different locations, and it's like to see the people really come together and then just have a time to think, make new connections as well, but really kind of focus on their business, like they're not distracted for something else. And one of the things is like we encourage people, like, hey, some people like, I want to take notes. I'm like, that you take notes, not the laptop. Because if they have a laptop, they are taking notes and suddenly message, email, and then suddenly they will be like off the topic. So we encourage them, like, hey, you need to be present for the mastermind session for someone. So you need to be present, so no phone. You have a break, so you can check your phone if you need to, but really like focus on the room, on the person, and then people can really come up with a lot of good ideas, and then everybody's helping each other. So it's really powerful. So I know you mentioned before that for the Portugal, this time you are full, but I would definitely want to come with my business partner Louis to come to yours as well, to see how you are running it, because obviously for inspiration and obviously meet some new people, I think it will be really good to do it as well. So you need to tell me when is the next one, so we can come along.
The next one will be in September actually, but I will.
We do one in September as well, so
nice.
Maybe it will be the same dates. I don't know because if I travel, so it's 7 days. It's 5 days mastermind and 1 day travel there, 1 day back, so it's 7 days. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
It just depends how many I can do, because obviously I have a family and 3 children, so I can just disappear for 2 weeks of the month, to not be with my kids at home. So
we plan. I think we plan 2 per day, 2 per year. So one always will be in May and one always will be in September. So I will give you the dates.
Yeah, good. At the moment we do 4, and if we get more people, we'll probably do more. But we do also the one in winter, so we do skiing. So that was really, really good actually. So the other one will be in Lithuania in January, the skiing edition, because I have a ski instructor. So it's really good because he teaches them and I can ski. So the people who came in the last time, 80% of them, they never ski. So I'm like,
Wow, okay.
It was fun. They were falling and the ski instructor was laughing all the time, making videos of everybody. And I'm like, it's good for marketing. It's a good promotional marketing for the next one. So it's fun.
That's interesting, because they also learn something from the beginning. This is something what I really realize when people come like CEO, let's say, and they always know already everything, or they think that they know everything, and something to learn how to ski from the beginning. This is very, very cool actually, because then they think about, okay, I can learn something from the beginning, from scratch again.
It was actually very interesting because I was learning skiing from Czech Republic like since I was 4. So so I know how to ski. And then the ski instructor was like, okay. And then he was giving them the basic, and I'm like, really? This is how you learn? Like, I didn't even know the first steps because my dad told me a little bit differently, but like very different, like a scenario. And then they were kind of learning and they were getting better. We were 3 days skiing. But the biggest thing, which was so much fun, we went, after skiing, we went to a spa, and then we had dinner. It was an amazing day. And then we would be getting back to the hotel, which is only 25 minutes drive, but it was snowing like crazy for like 6 hours straight. And then we couldn't get back. We just got stuck. 2 cars from 3 got stuck in the snow, and we had to push to the hill to put the cars on the side. And the only car, which has a 4x4, was going there and back. And then it was the 4th day. Then there was the last day, the next day. It took us 2 hours to get to the hotel instead of 25 minutes. And people were exhausted. It was 10 to 8 in the evening. And they were like, okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, what do you mean to see you tomorrow? Like, we continue the mastermind right now. See you in the conference room at 8 p.m. in 10 minutes. And it's like, what? I'm like, I didn't expect that tomorrow we need to rescue the cars. We have no times for sessions, so see you in 10 minutes. And everybody came. We even wake up to girls which are already sleeping, and everybody came to the room, and they were keep working for another 3 hours from 8 till 11.
That's a good thing with those people, huh?
Yeah, because it's like that happens in business. Shit happens, like snow happened. So then you need to deal with it. So, and it was a really good kind of what happens in the real life. It really kind of goes also in the business. So it was a really good example. Yeah, very good, perfect. So, do you have like any like a big vision or something what you want to accomplish in your career or like with your business? Is anything you would like to share about what is it you're kind of aiming to do? I know you mentioned the vision project which you are chatting now, but anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it sounds a bit weird, but I'm pretty sure that I can figure this out. I want to my mission is to make the world a little better, to really make a footprint concerning life quality. So because I'm very convinced if a leader, for example, can lead a team, and if a CEO can lead a change process, then it has got a big impact of the life quality of the people working in this company. And as this actually what I'm doing. So I show people how to lead, and I show people how to do change processes in an easy way. So in a not a stressful way. And this is actually what I really want to have kind of a score of life quality, how life quality can be higher for everybody in a company. And if I do this in a lot of companies, then this is my footprint, what I want to do. And on the other side, so I'm traveling now a lot. So I have about, I don't know, maybe 100 nights in hotels during the year. So it's quite a lot. And in about 5 years, I want to get to a place, maybe in Portugal, let's see, or in Mallorca, which would be, and I want to build up kind of a community there, so people come to me, and I want to do more of this business boot camps because they are very, very valuable for the people. Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
those are the two things.
Yeah, it's very nice. I like it a lot. Yeah. And so, why do you travel so much? Because you want to travel, you enjoy it, or that's
yeah. So I do a lot of coaching also online, via Zoom, like we do now. I really actually the topic of conflict solutions and change, and sometimes also when it comes to people, like team building things, or if there's a conflict in a team, it's much better if I work with people face to face. So it's very tough to do a workshop for team building, for example, online. This is very tough, and I really like to travel, so I do not have do not have any problem with that. And because of this, my biggest client is in Hamburg, and I'm in Munich. So there are a lot of cities between Hamburg and Munich. And like this, I do kind of a road trip always. But I like it, really like it, just to speak and to work with people face to face.
No, face to face is the best. That's what the reason why we run those masterminds as well. And I think it's where that's gonna become more and more premium, because a lot of people just do virtual after COVID or during COVID, and now they kind of stick with it. Yes, they can reach more people, I understand that, but then I think because of AI and a lot of things being done on laptops and like that, then people be craving to be socialized with another people, especially the people they want to be around, the peer group, like the CEOs, or we do take people on the masterminds. So I think that's gonna only become a more and more premium. This is one thing. Like I also, if I could shoot all the podcasts in person, I would, but it's obviously we don't have that kind of a brand. Like if that CEO tells you like, hey, come to my podcast, everybody flies and goes to his podcast because he's just a big brand. If I tell Katja, come to Scotland, let's do half an hour podcast, and we have 200 listeners, you're like, not sure. If I'll tell 2 million listeners, like, yeah, I'll be there. So, but obviously in person is obviously the best. But there are sometimes we need to use also the virtual things, which I'm not a big fan of, but at least we can connect like that, which normally we wouldn't, and actually exchange some ideas and maybe do some business as well.
I think it's about that you have to pick out the format consciously. Yeah. So it's also the discussion about home office, yes or no, things like
Yeah.
this. I think it's really the format. And if you think, okay, can we do the podcast also online, and the quality is kind of the same, then it's totally fine. But
Yeah.
if you need because you have different senses, you have the audiotive sense, you have the speaking, yeah, so you can listen, you can see, yeah, but the sense which is missing a little bit in video formats is the kinesthetic sense. Yeah. So, and if it comes to emotions, and if comes to change, to feel about resistance, for example, what I'm doing a lot, also for team building, you need this kinesthetic sense to feel about the people in the room. Yeah. And there's so much happening also in the breaks. So in the coffee breaks and at lunch, so at lunchtime. So people, also when you cannot plan something like your like the thing with the snow, right?
Yeah.
Online, this is not possible. Yeah, but the learning out of it is so beautiful, and because of this, I think that it really depends on the format what you want, and some things are very, very cool. You can do home office in a very good way, but for example, there you need more feedbacks with your team members. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have to be very, very structured if you want to lead out of a home office, for example.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like obviously we both speak, so it's like when I go to events, I speak, or I'm on someone else's event and they speak. You can see the engagement in the room. You can see what's going on, and that builds your energy. Yesterday I was on a webinar. It was 400 people. I was like an attendee, and then the speaker is amazing. He was doing really well, and that. But it's like you don't really know, like, say people can say it in the chat, something answer, but like you don't really know if they're doing something else on the laptop and how engaged they are really. So it's kind of difficult, yeah. I mean, we will be doing now like a monthly webinars as well, because we want to. It's because it's difficult. Like if let's say, people don't know me only from social media, and then I'll jump on a call with them for half an hour, and then they are interested about the mastermind. I'm like, yeah, come to the mastermind, spend 5 days with me and then others. It's £5,000, and you're like, okay. And it's like, but I don't really know you as much, and then not only the money, but then I'll be stuck with you for 5 days, right? So what if I don't like you? So it's like there needs to be sometimes the between step. So it could be the webinar or another kind of call in between, or one-day event. So yeah, so it's kind of it can be tough for that, yeah. But anyway. Thank you very much for sharing everything today. It was really good, very valuable. I really like what you are doing. I think there's a lot of things also we have in common with those masterminds and things like that. So really good. So thank you very much.